So after Stefan's been sinning, he decides he wants to attempt to make his life better with his family, so in the worst way possible. He wins money from his academic achievement, and that's how he thinks that he can get back with his family, which is terrible. Which, of course, is all going to go away. So, at the end of it, he finds that he has not that much respect for his parents, and he definitely hasn't even thought about religion. Spiritually, he knows that he is sinning, but like he used to, he neglects to do anything about it. Until the school hosts a retreat where he meets an old foe, Father Dolan, who preaches the Hellfire sermons. After these sermons, which completely influence him back to his old ways of religion and some new ones, but it drives him crazy before he finally confesses to a priest, and he repents, and he self-punishes himself with lack of his senses. But an example would be that he refuses himself to ever look at a woman. Ever. But then he excels tremendously in becoming a priest, which is ironic, but it's also what his mom wanted him to do when he grew up. Later on, the Dean of Belvedere becomes an influence on Stephen when he questions him about if he wants to be a priest. But that's when Stephen really starts to think about it. Does he really want to be a priest? And that's when his vocation starts to really talk to him. Like, I kind of really don't want to do this. But now he starts entering the artistic stage and continues to overthink things again. So when he sees a few of his colleagues, he realizes he doesn't have any of the same qualities as them, the same wants as them for the people, and that he would also have to hear women's sins and see them as well, and he didn't think he could quite go through with that. So again, he compares himself to a mythological character or a literary character that shares the same name as him, the artist Daedalus, the Greek mythology. And it's at that moment that he realizes that his vocation is telling him he needs to become an artist because that's what's going to make him happy. So this time they have to move again so he can go to a new college for becoming a writer. And he doesn't really help his family money problems. And it's also because his dad is a drunk and he can't hold a job. Now he's a scholar, and he even corrects his teachers during class, and all that is really pushing him is his vocation. When he's talking with Davin, he's literally fighting with him about the first fight that he ever remembers, which is about politics and Purnell and country and religion, and he's basically telling him that he is what his country and his life made him to be, which is probably showing off his daddy issues. While talking with Lynch, he makes him think about Emma, which just puts a damper on things because she went all flirty with the priest. But it makes him think about her one more time, and he writes about her a last time. And this is also when we find out that he's leaving Ireland. His last influence is Cranley, his best friend, who we know about. He tells him everything, especially that his mom is fighting with him again about communion and doesn't really want to talk about his dad. But unfortunately, he doesn't really tell him that he's leaving until he's exactly the last person to know about it. So Cranley asks him what his goal is to be as an artist. And Stefan tells him on page 268, "It will not serve that in which I no longer believe, whether it call itself my home, my fatherland, or my church, and I will try to express myself in some mode of life or art as free as I can and as wholly as I can, using for my defense the only arms I allow myself to use, silence, exile, and cunning." I wanted to share the artistic stage last because I thought it was more, I don't know, I thought it would be cool to do it this way. His artistic stage is the best part of his life, which is probably why. His psychologically, because he actually is fulfilling his purpose in life. He's found that he didn't know he didn't belong, or he didn't know why he didn't belong. He just knew he didn't fit in with his surroundings. If I could describe what Stephen Dedalus' life would look like, it would probably look like a graph. Kind of like this one.